Right, welcome back to the channel. Today you're going to watch me play challenge mode on Muerta East in easy. So we'll just get this started. I'm recording this afterwards because generally speaking when I do challenge mode I don't talk at all. I get really absorbed in what I'm doing, so this is actually the first time I'm going to record an entire track afterwards.
Dinosaur management and facility construction skills are really going to be tested. Are you up to the challenge?
Yes, Cabot, I'm up to the challenge. I wouldn't have started it right. So the first thing we're going to do is the three main buildings that I start with. Expedition Centre, Fossil Centre and a power station, because obviously you can't have them without power. It's going to be a small power station because obviously we're at the start. So we'll put that in. I've just realised I should speed this up. Hang on one moment. Right, I've sped this up just a touch, I think. I'm looking at it going, is that sped up or is that just how fast that it builds? No, it's definitely sped up. Right, so obviously we're going to fill the part with Truth in Alignments to begin with. This will be getting to 5 stars, because otherwise what's the point? Well, it's challenge mode, of course there's no point in that. Idiot. Anyway. Building the power station out here, out of the way. And we can attach a couple of things to it. Because this doesn't have to be anywhere near your guests at all. The Expedition Centre, it's quite helpful to put it right near the start. Sometimes, because of where the helicopter then flies off to. I don't think that I'm not sure that actually works. I think I saw that somewhere in somebody else's video. But anyway, as usual, bit of a slow start. That success rate on the incubation is so important. Some people don't think it is, but it does let you get stuff out with more reliability right from the beginning. I am trying to hone my challenge mode skills at the moment in preparation of doing a Jurassic difficulty. Don't hold much hope for that, but one can dream. So yeah, just trying to figure out where's the best place to put this hatchery, and then just going, sod it, whack it down, deal with it later. It's half the fun. If only challenge mode actually went this fast. I'm watching this back now and I did this ages ago. I've only just gotten around to sitting down and doing the voiceover. I cannot for the life of me remember what I did. But most of my challenge modes generally the same, so it's not actually going to be that difficult. The first little enclosure bit, and as usual make a massive gap. I did that my very first park I ever built. Wasn't sure what was going on, didn't really pay too much attention to the tutorial instructions. Made an enclosure, released a Ceratosaurus, and there was a gap in the fence. I discovered that when he ran straight out of it. She ran straight through it, because that's what they generally do if you release a dinosaur with any access to the outside of the park. They just leg it straight to the gap, and that's what she did. So that was fun first park. Kind of made me ultra paranoid then, constantly checking the map view to make sure I've got all the exits covered, as it were. Just getting this Struthium Imus underway. One thing I hope for the new game is that challenge mode is actually a challenge rather than an annoyance. Easy challenge mode is just, well, it's just what it is, it's easy. It's a matter of time, but it's not actually that much time. Now, I've started a Jurassic mode challenge on one of the islands and I can't remember which one it is. That's just frustrating. It's not a challenge, it's just a annoyance. The lighting on this island is very lovely, isn't it? But it's very annoying when you're trying to look at what you do. I put so many gates in that fence thinking, oh yeah, no, I'll create these enclosures. Yeah, I'm not sure I ever do. Not that many anyway. She sounds so much funnier when she's sped up. I've been playing the game for quite a while. Well, not quite a while, a little while. And I always get the placement of these bloody buildings wrong, like the space I need to put them. And I always forget to level the ground before I put anything down. Like that massive hump there outside of the hatchery. Ridiculous. So the aim of the game is to get the Struthi to about 70%. Just start producing them. Clearing some trees so I can see what I'm doing. Where's that one tree won't go anywhere? I think this one, this part ends up looking a bit awful. Which, to be fair, a lot of my parks do under challenges. You just got to build it so it fits. I don't know what I was thinking putting that there, but there you go, whatever. It's done. Can't do anything about it now. The facility rating's not really that difficult in general, but it's just keeping all them guests happy. It's just a bit of a juggle, really. You're trying to level the ground after the fact. You plonker. Trying to decide which actual updates I need. I really don't technically need that many updates. Certainly not in easy mode. You need to concentrate on getting dinosaurs out at a high rating-ish. Easy mode, it's not really that much of a problem, but yeah, you know what I mean. If you ever played the game before, it can be a bit of an annoyance. A lot of this is an annoyance, isn't it? I'm realising. Welcome to Jurassic World Evolution Challenge Mode. So just going through the motions, getting a few genetic upgrades just to boost the rating slightly. The Struthium Imus you can only ever get so far. I've got another video, if you'd like to go and watch it, of a park that is nothing but Struthium Imus. And in order to try not to have to make at least 1 million of them, I needed to upgrade them as much as possible and get that star rating up. And it still took too many, way too many. That park is awful to be in because the sound when you get down driving a jeep through them is an absolute nightmare. But there's only so many ratings, there's only so much you can do to get those rating numbers up. Oh, I've just realised I discovered how to turn those oh so helpful comments off. And it's been wonderful. And I've despite how wonderful it was, I'd completely forgotten I'd done it until literally just now. I've been too happy with the silence. I am contemplating redoing the campaign. The path down there in a minute. Look at the angle of that path. That's awful. I'm doing my best, you know, a bit of extra path here and there, just so they don't have to walk completely perpendicular to the vertical, but still. Getting on with the Edmontosaurus. Because we're over the 70 for the Struthy. When I do them, I really can, technically speaking, do them quicker than I do, but the part-time is only a guide. So you still get the one skin no matter how long it takes you to do it. Yeah, okay, you can go, oh look, I completed this in like an hour and a half. But generally speaking, that's not how I make my parks. And to get out of the habit of doing things like the over 70% Struthiomys and stuff, it's difficult to do, breaking habits like that. I wonder how many hours I've actually played this game now. I've actually got it on the PS4 as well. That's where I started before I moved to PC. So a fair few hours doing it on there. I much prefer the PC version though. Although I still go back to the PS4 one occasionally. Bit of a break, you know. But I haven't got the full game on the PS4, it's just the base game. This is me suddenly deciding, you know what, I don't want to go driving anywhere, I'm just going to drive in here. Put a gate down. What am I actually doing? Am I looking for a picture? I'm not going to get a picture worth £5,000 from bloody 3 Struthiomys rather. Good luck with that, mate. I think I just need a bit of extra money. That's one of the good things about taking pictures if you're low on cash. Well, I've recently discovered that taking pictures from the helicopter seems to be worth a bit more. I don't know why. After only discovering recently that you could even take pictures in the helicopter, because I didn't even know that. I saw it once by accident on something. Since when can we take pictures from the helicopter? Since always, apparently. Well, maybe not right at the beginning. I'm probably just going to tweak these facilities just to get a bit more money. Because obviously you can't get the arcade from the trifecta of facility buildings that you really need to get the 5 stars easily. Although a good starting place, because you can get the restaurant and the clothes shop quite early with research.
Taking this one to the bank, and we got you to thank for it.
Yeah, thanks, George. Well, I'm the only one that you can thank, because I'm the only one that's doing anything, mate.
I really like this one. I think you will too.
Oh, gee, thanks, Charles. The only choice I've got, but whatever. No, thank you, apparently. Yeah, what's the same facilities? Because you can't get the arcade yet, not particularly early anyway. You should just put down a gift shop with the restaurant and the clothes shop, and you'll get your 4-star, 5-star rather, facility rating quite easily. Incubate another Struthiomys. Gotta love them cheap Struthies. Moving on to the Triceratops, who, to be frank, are a massive pain in the butt in this game. I mean, really. They are such an annoyance every time one of these idiot rangers goes in to refill a feeder. You get attacked. Whoa. I am so bad at hitting these things, even when they're right in front of me. Absolutely awful. If you knew me, you'd know how ironic that was. But absolutely horrible with the dart gun. I've taken recently to unlocking that one blue ranger skin for the vehicle, for the Ranger vehicle. Just because I like it a bit better than the bog standard. But I don't bother unlocking anything else. I don't even know how to unlock anything else. I've just said that.
This dinosaur, the Edmontosaurus, was originally uncovered at a site in Canada. I'll let you guess where. The T-Rex thinks these are delicious. And who's to argue?
I'll argue with it. I'm not making a fucking T-Rex just to go and eat all my Edmontosauruses, mate. Oy. See, if I could turn that one off, that'd be great, because that's really annoying. The Edmont, I'll let you guess where it's from. Well, thanks, Cabot. Of course, he's coming back for the next game, which should be fun. Alright, I think I'm just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do now. A lot of waiting around in challenge mode, really, not generally speaking. Oh look, there's a new vehicle skin, a red one. I can't stand the red one. I'm not a red person. Quick picture. And then remembering there's actually a gate. And it's better to take pictures from inside. Why am I so far away? No dinosaurs, you idiot. Ooh, £796. Dollars, sorry. Why is it dollars? Because it's American. I've got high hopes for the second game. But expectation is a bit different to a hope. So we'll see how they do. See what they fix, see what they don't fix. And then we'll leave judgment until it actually shows up. Because obviously they've not announced a release date yet. We'll probably get it this year, like this said, but how complete it'll be, who knows? Wait and see.
Your park rating is up. Things are going your way.
So we finally got past the 1 star. It's only taken literally forever. But yeah, so I'm just going to let it play out a bit. And waffle over the top when necessary. This is one of those things where I prefer a heavy steel fence for the majority of my park, in easy mode at least. I know that you can leave it at light steel for the herbivores at first, and they'll be fine provided you've accounted for social and population limits, but my conscience won't let me stop double checking on them sometimes. And I know you can even put a Stratosaurus in a light steel fence, but I don't want to. What's that phrase? Too concerned with if they could do it and stop to think if they should. I'm always thinking if I should. Just taking a few pictures to up the money count because we're getting a bit low on that. 153,000 is not great. Obviously it's going up, we're making a profit, but just not a particularly good profit. Need to get the Stratusauruses out. Getting 3 of them out really does help with the rating as well as the money. Awful lot of waiting around. It's very annoying challenge mode in that respect. This is me trying to figure out where am I going to put them when I do make them. In easy mode, generally speaking, you only need... how many dinosaurs? Let's count. Struthiomimus, Edmontosaurus, Triceratops, Ceratosaurus. From the Ceratosaurus you can go Dilophosaurus. They're quite good to fill up an enclosure with more than one decently rated dinosaurs. I do like to put iguanodons usually in my park because they're decently rated with not a lot of requirements, but obviously you have to have DLC for that. And then try and get onto the giant herbivores as soon as possible. So then I do Diplodocus and Diplodocus and Brachiosaurus. So Dippies and Brachys. I might do Chimaerosaurus depending right at the end usually, because if you put enough of those dinosaurs in, you're going to get 5 stars on easy. Pretty much as a guarantee. 3 Ceratosauruses do very well. I really do like a Ceratosaurus. I do like a Metrocanthosaurus as well. Metries do very well, but they're not really necessary once you've got all the other ones I just spoke about. I've already forgotten how many there are. Hang on, let me count again.
I see you hatch a Triceratops. Might be cute now, but that's only gonna last for about
Bugger off, Owen. Streethy, Edmonte, Triceratops, Ceratosaurus, Dilophosaurus. It's about 8. 7 or 8.
You've done some
I'm
impressive
probably
work.
forgetting
I
one.
thought I was the only competent one around here.
Oh, Kajal, go away, mate. They are supposed to be coming back for the second game, aren't they? I'm just wondering in what capacity, because they've not really said anything about
Check this out. A new contract that I think you're really gonna like.
how the game's actually going to play in terms of whether we're going to have the factions, if we're going to have the contracts. It's going to be very interesting to find that out over the coming months. And even towards the end of this month. When is that? There's a game thing that Frontier are going to be at. That'll be interesting. Hopefully we'll get some gameplay information. The medical treatments that I'm doing here, they're very important to do the basic ones. That extra one down the bottom, which is from the, I think it's from the Doctor Who DLC, you don't need that one. You're never going to get that, it's fine. Certainly not an easy. I haven't seen it in medium either. But making sure to research those as soon as they pop up after your star goes up, it's beneficial, because from the 3 main areas of concern for a challenge mode, disease is a very big factor, because it's so annoying. So annoying. It spreads so ridiculously as well, but yeah, get their medical treatments done as quickly as possible. Just pop around the back of the enclosure, see if I can get a picture. I don't know why I'm so far away. I'm just wondering now, has anybody ever...
That was 1 in a million.
Yeah, get lost, Cabot. I've never tormented a Triceratops enough from the other side of the fence to see if they actually attack it or not. I presume they would do, because they are quite aggressive, generally speaking. They're perfectly happy to attack a
Yo, it's your buddy Isaac here.
flipping
I got
jeep
something for you.
while you're in the
Advice, something
enclosure. I
you
don't see why they wouldn't, just because you're just outside the fence. Oh, Isaac. So I've actually maxed out the contracts on entertainment at the moment because the reputation is so low. I don't, in the parks that I build, generally speaking, almost all the time, I don't get sabotage problems. Am I upgrading that fence? Why? Oh, it's because I'm putting the Stratosaurus in there, isn't it? That's my paranoia talking there. As long as you've got enough room and you've got the forest needs covered, they don't care what the fence is. In easy mode, that is, obviously. I keep having that caveat, but it's an important one. I'm not doing too badly with this park, technically speaking. Just plodding along. I can't remember the finish time. I think it's around about the 3-hour part time. Obviously this video is not going to be 3 hours long, which you should know already, because obviously you can tell that. I've sped it up considerably, and this is me just wanting to make sure I don't have to wait forever for him to get out of his enclosure. I do tend to call the carnivals he's. Shush, calm down.
A carnivore, I see. This time,
Because
a
look,
Ceratosaurus.
it still goes left.
Spines that run down its back, and a bladed horn on its head.
Look, mate, come this way.
Out there alone, or in a group.
Yeah, no, everybody wants to meet a dinosaur planner in a group. So funny thing, earlier on today, I was building a challenge mode park, and I decided I wanted to give my sauropods more room, just extend the enclosure a little bit. But to do that I had to delete a path. Now, we all know when you delete a path and there are people on it, and 9 times out of 10 there are people on it because they walk all over the place. Then all the people sort of freeze and then they walk to the nearest path. Well, I kind of forgot about that and I deleted the path. I put the new fence boundary in, made the enclosure bigger, but that actually surrounded the people that I'd left behind stranded after deleting the path, and I totally forgot about them until later. And I was doing some work on the path and the trees in the enclosure, and I noticed a little speck of white. Now, I hadn't put any goat feeders in, so they weren't goats. I mean, obviously apart from that one random goat that always shows up in a park. So I was kind of like, what is that? And I zoomed in and like, oh yeah, shit, sorry mate. I totally trapped about 7 or 8 people inside this enclosure, and they were running from iguanodons. It was quite funny. And I had to let them out because they got really annoying then. It's like annoying to me. I've recently changed my stance on the dig yield, dig speed ratio. And I'm going to try, going forward, doing all dig yield rather than my usual, which is, I think, 2 speeds in a yield. I think it might be more beneficial to just up the yield, never mind the speed a bit. We'll see how it goes. I might change my mind. Probably will change my mind. Prerogative, all that. But this is me just faffing with the prices. Oh, go away.
Lambert here with a new contract. I've spec'd it out, and I think you'd be perfect for it.
I'm the only one that does contracts, Lambert.
I know you've handled work like this in the past, so this contract should be right up your alley.
I do all the work, mate. What work? What work are you doing? Anyway, I hope they fix that in the new game, make them less ridiculous. The contract system in this can get a bit ridiculous, ludicrous, far-fetched even. Security contracts for things that have absolutely nothing to do with security regardless of what he says. Oh, this will really help the security division. Yeah, what is it? I'll just sell a dinosaur. Helpful. I mean, technically it's helpful in terms of, I don't have that dinosaur running around.
Every opportunity comes with risks. For now, you've done the first. That is a job well done.
A lot of the time when I do these contracts, it comes up with, oh, thanks for doing that. And I'm like, okay, which one was that? I don't remember doing that. I certainly didn't do them
I know firsthand
on
what happens when we
purpose.
cannot provide safety for our guests, and I never want to experience that again.
Oh, Claire, go away. She's a very annoying person. This is another symptom right here of me not leveling the ground before I put stuff down. Because it costs money to level the ground. It would save so much time sometimes though, and I just don't do it. I can't bring myself to remember to level it every time. So I'm watching this, having done a challenge mode earlier on today, while I'm recording this voiceover. The dig yield approach, maximising dig yield across all 3 opportunities, is you get so much more for it. It actually achieves something. Strato's doing alright. I can't remember what I actually put in this carcator. I think I did put Crothosaurus in there. Just to get to that higher rating a bit quicker. Trying to slide the gift shop in there somewhere.
Sometimes, to get all the things we want, we have to be willing to pay a little more. That's true of our operations here as well. I'm sure you understand.
Now, the Hammond Foundation fee,
Sick dinosaurs can become potentially
very
dangerous
annoying,
dinosaurs. Also, the
obviously.
risk factor in the facilities.
Can't believe I hit that first try, oh my god. That does not happen very often. It's very handy being able to do that through a fence, because obviously then you don't have... Dinosaurs generally don't run away from you so much if you're behind a fence. They don't panic so much just because you're there. Not always feasible, obviously, but if you can get in there early and do it, that's great. I don't know if it's because most of the things I've seen are for the earlier game, like the playthroughs.
Great result.
Yes, good job. But the game's changed a lot
But I have a feeling it'll be worth it.
since its first release.
Whatever the reason, this need to somehow have mastery over dinosaurs, this is our mistake. We need their trust. Turning them on each other isn't going to get us there.
The game's changed a lot since its first release. They patched it a lot. We didn't even have placeable trees at the start. I say we, I didn't have the game then. I didn't even know it existed, really. Well, I think I might have heard about it. I only bought the game when it was on sale for PS4. And I got hooked from there. But at the start, there was so much you didn't have. So watching a lot of the playthroughs now, they're so old that the game's changed since these playthroughs happened. Even like the best in slot playthrough, things like that. He did a lot of them fairly early. And when you look at the game now, it's okay, well, it's a different par time for every island for challenge mode. I've just watched the tips for challenge mode that he did, and some of them are very valid, obviously. Some I don't agree with particularly, but that's just an opinion thing. But a lot of playthroughs I see are for really older versions of the game, rather than the current one, which is obviously what I'm playing now. They're so loud when they first come out, aren't they? I do like the Ceratosaurus. One of my favourites. Good skins, I think, you know, sort of general good skins. But he's not going to knock my Metrocanthosaurus, to be honest, as one of my favourite carnivores. Just plodding along. Got over £1 million now. That's not doing too badly at all. Obviously, not quite at 2 stars yet.
Keep this up, and you'll be a star player.
Oh, Isaac, go away.
This latest contract is a little unexpected, but I'm sure you'll rise to the challenge.
A little unexpected. The channel coverage is one you can rely on.
I'm giving you a first shot at it.
Put one in. Delete it. Unless you've got dinosaurs like bloody T-Rexes and shit that are going to break out at the drop of a hat, putting shelter coverage absolutely everywhere is not particularly a high priority in easy mode. Yeah, okay, people are happier if it starts absolutely chucking it down, they've got somewhere to go, but a lot of the time they'll go into a viewing gallery, they'll go into a shop or the hotel. They can live with being a bit wet. Just
You've done a good job with these new viewing galleries. Makes the dinosaurs easy to observe, and that increases
Did
our
I?
ability to maintain security.
did I put any new viewing? Did I miss that? Did I blink and miss these new viewing galleries, or did I just leave that contract to run as they do, to just fulfill themselves by accident?
Financial security is almost as important as personal security.
Oh, I'm trying
So
to
take this
bump
contract.
up the security reputation now. 3
Make a system.
contracts
The
at
more points of
once.
failure you introduce. That's the nature of chaos.
Yes, Malcolm, thanks for that.
I knew you'd be able to finish that contract. My belief in you has been rewarding. Thanks.
Well, yeah, because all you asked me to do was put a shelter in, mate. I could have built one exactly next to another one, and you'd have said the same
Don't let this
thing.
opportunity pass you by.
Oh my god, Claire, go away. I have no choice. Well, technically I have got a choice. I can refuse the contract. I cancel the contract once I've accepted it. That's an annoying thing with this game. It shows you the contract, but you have no choice but to accept it.
Security requires vigilance and commitment to the task at hand. You've proven yourself at that.
So why, and you can cancel it afterwards, but why doesn't it just give you the opportunity to either accept it or cancel it for a fee? Like right at the beginning. Why does it do the whole, here you go, you can have a contract. Okay, well now I'm going to cancel it, but I have to go through the rigmarole of actually finding it first.
Don't let this opportunity pass you by. That was some amazing work. You have my thanks.
Oh, thanks, Kajal. Thanks for your thanks.
I'd do this contract myself if I could. That's how good it is. Did I oversell it? You decide.
Yes, you oversold it, and no, you wouldn't do it yourself if you could, because you can't. And why would you want to? You must be getting paid more than me, surely, for being in charge of an entire section like you are. At least I'd hope so, God. Imagine that. So I'm presuming he's in charge of people, rather than just in charge of annoying me. Anyway, just putting down a... what is that? I completely forgot. Is that the ACU? Blink and you miss it when it's going at 200% speed. So I've added the Triceratops now, obviously. We're still only 1.5 stars. Plenty of time yet. Heck of a way to go, really. One of the other most annoying things about the game in general, other than the only 6 slots for extracting fossils that you cannot change, well, that you can't change, even if you unlock something, you're still stuck to 6 slots, makes the inventory space, the extra inventory space, almost pointless, because you can still only unlock 6 at a time. Yes, okay, you can queue them up in terms of having them in the spaces, and you can go and dig while they're sitting there waiting to be extracted, but still, like, seriously? Absolutely daft. Just increasing my transport a little bit while I've got the space, because I do hate to have to try and fit these flipping monorail stations in after the fact. They're so annoying.
That contract is done and done. Nice work.
Done and done. Well, yeah, of course it's done and done.
Doesn't want to be in showbiz. You can
It's
sure help
done
out
and
your team.
dusted, if you want to be an English expression. If you want an English expression, I should say. Yes, Isaac, thank you for that.
This opportunity is too good to miss, so don't.
We're at the point of the game now where we're actually making quite a bit of money. Generally speaking, running out of money is not as much of an issue. That bit right there where you can insert a substation into an already existing pylon, that's probably one of the smartest things they've done to this game, considering all the ridiculous things. It's quite an achievement. I rate that quite highly. This is me just cutting the corner off, make a bit of room. I vaguely remember putting a few hotels in and just finding it very annoying fitting them in like that. Of course, like I've already said, there's a lot of things that annoy me about this
This contract can really help our bottom line.
in general, obviously.
With this animal, the Corythosaurus, you can really see chaos in action. Think of all the combinations and patterns that life tries out, looking for that perfect structure. It's not about success. Life is about refining failure over and over and over again. Always a work in progress, ourselves included.
Yes, Mark, thank you for that valuable insight. The Corythosaurus, I know he's obsessed with chaos and everything, but I find the Struthiomimus more chaotic than the Corythosaurus, if I'm being honest. In terms of fitting things in the park, I've made that enclosure way bigger than it needs to be. I have since tried to
Your progress is something to
rein
be
that
proud of.
in.
I'm looking for the right word here. Phenomenal, perhaps? Anyway, keep it up. Your park rating, I mean.
Yes, because we're just past 2 stars now. Not quite 2.5, but we're getting there. We will get there, obviously.
Thanks for helping create entertainment.
What entertainment do we help create?
Contract. Who has a new contract? This guy.
You've always got a new contract, Isaac. One of the really annoying things about the contract system is you'll start getting yelled at for reputation problems and you can't prompt it to give you a contract. So if you let your reputation drop too much, say with entertainment, and Malcolm pops up and says things like,
Word is that a new contract is available.
entertainment is like the backbone of the park and all that shit, but you can't make it give you a new contract. It's like, come on then. You have to wait, and it seems to take forever. Yes, Kajal, mate, that's great. Are you going to offer me a contract anytime soon? See, that's exactly what I mean.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased. Congratulations are in order, and thanks too. So this is me giving you both.
So I'm literally in the middle of trying to do that one contract I've got for Kajal. And has she offered me another one? Now she does.
Might as well give us a look, right?
Yes, because you just yelled at me for not having a decent reputation with your woman. Oh my word. Oh, so frustrating. So there's something without power. Why is that? Oh, it's because I've not actually upped the output yet. I need to put a bigger power station in, surely. Yeah, see, that's why I got the medium power station.
Let me tell you something that I myself have heard many times before. I don't know how you did it, just that you did. So
Oh, now you please. Yeah, 2 seconds ago you were just Miss Grumpy Pants.
Hey, how'd you like to be even more busy? How's a
They're
new
very
contract sound, huh?
petulant, like petulant school children, these heads of departments. And it's just all very laughable, really. You can't really take them seriously at all. Oh, I've just remembered, I do actually use those extra gates I stuck on that pen outside the hatchery. It's amazing how things come back to you all of a sudden. My memory's atrocious, generally speaking, which I usually blame on a vitamin deficiency. It's helpful when things jog it like that. Got a lot of money at the moment, which is good. I need to spend it though, with the Hammond Foundation fee's going to come and take it away. Is the Hammer Foundation fee a percentage? Or is it a fixed amount? I can't remember.
keeping our guests out of harm's way. You've improved our standing.
I'll have to look that up. Because if it's a percentage, then it's never really a problem, is it? Because they're only ever going to take an amount that's a percentage of what you've already got. And while that percentage wouldn't go down, it still shouldn't take you into the red. Unless they do it as a percentage of future earnings, predicted earnings, like. That's probably too complicated for this game. I'll have to look that up.
Let's put this one in the completed column. Thanks.
On my own time, obviously. Hey Isaac, thank you very much for congratulating me on doing that. Like I got a choice. Need to pick a security. There we go.
Of a new contract that's available. Looks like the kind of thing you can handle.
It's very annoying when it pops up in the middle of you doing something,
Looking at the big picture, this is a solid contract.
and if you're not careful, you can't see what contracts you've already got when it does it while you're in those menus. It's very annoying, very frustrating. I do say it's very annoying a lot, don't I? There must be a lot of annoying stuff in this game. Who knew? Breaking news there.
You made that look easier than it was.
Ah, the Ankylosaurus. As much as I love the Ankylosaurus,
Opportunities come my way since I've been here. Like this one, which I now offer
its
you.
population limit is very annoying for challenge mode.
I'll keep this brief. There's a new contract. Review it.
Yeah, thanks Lambert.
Each new discovery furthers our understanding. It's valuable work. Take it.
I mean, just bugger off. I don't know why they use him so much, seeing as they couldn't get the actual voice Chris Pratt. I mean, you'd think they'd use him less. But he's very annoying. I'm using that word again. Annoying. Christ, I need a new adjective. Adjective? Whatever. Annoying, frustrating. Try not to swear.
You never let your foot off the gas until that contract crossed the finish line.
Oh yeah. Technically.
You day, you show,
Can't just
you
stop,
contract.
can I?
Definitely gonna want to check it out.
Well, I mean, I can't just stop. I
If
can.
you screw up, then I'm forced to clean up. So how
Pause
about we
it.
keep the guests safe instead, huh?
What? Cabot just. He needs to keep his nose out. He doesn't do anything. I know he's like basically the tutorial voice. This is how you do stuff. This is how you should
The
do
Foundation
stuff.
is increasing its cut, and it will be expecting you to maintain this fee moving forward.
So it doesn't say anything about a percentage. I really am going to have to look that up. Approaching 3 stars now. The iguanodons usually help a lot because you can actually get it. I think you can get a iguanodon to 100 rating. Costs a bit more, obviously. It's just such a good dinosaur for the requirements it has in terms of space and friends. Like the Dippy's a good dinosaur for the amount of space it doesn't need. I mean, considering how big it is, it's quite an achievement. But obviously the main point is it's not quite as tree obsessed as the other larger dinosaurs. Okay, this thing's really annoying. It wants the facilities to be close, right? In general, so that your rating doesn't suffer, but you can't put them very close.
Take the contract. I have a feeling it'll be worth it in the long run. For both of us.
Worth it in the long run for both of us. Lambert, mate, you just make no sense.
Here we have the iguanodon, which is famous for its thumb spikes. Now, it's funny because the thumb bone was originally placed on the reconstructed skeleton's nose.
Yes, thanks for that, Cabot. If you've heard it once, you've heard it a million times. Just adjusting the monorail there slightly. Costing a fortune, so I don't know why I'm doing it now. Although it's good to spend the money when you get it. When you have it, rather. There are a lot of undulations on Muerta East. Everybody's doing okay, just double checking everything. You have to keep an eye on your Triceratops because out of all of the early dinosaurs, they're the ones that are going to get the most annoyed if you just pile in the other dinosaurs into their enclosure. Which, technically speaking, if we were operating in the real world, if you made the enclosure bigger, it should care a little bit less. Why am I opening the shelves storm warning? I totally missed that. As we get the howling winds, the blasting rain. I still only got one ranger team. Adorable. Picking and choosing the research options. There we go. See, I knew I'd end up with a new team eventually. Another one of the annoying things, like, you know, add it to the list, the ranger vehicles. Well, not the vehicles, the drivers and their ridiculous decisions. The AI does not like driving, is what I've decided, because some of the choices they make are how to get to their next task when they're like literally bonnet deep in a bloody dinosaur that's not going to move. It's just laughable. Absolutely just ridiculous. Anyway, just carrying on with the digging. Gotta remember to always dig, it's a good source of income. We're terminating that contract because it was crap. I can't remember which one it was. Doesn't matter.
You are definitely going to want to check out. You and I make a great team. I present the contracts, you complete them, everybody wins.
Incubate a dippy. Now, I'm going to want a dippy anyway. So that's one of those contracts that's... It wants me to incubate 3? Do I incubate 3? I have no recollection of that. Probably, because they're very easy to do. And I'm heading that direction anyway. I might do 3 by accident. Could be one of the contracts that I all of a sudden do without even thinking about it.
Your bottom line is looking as good as mine. I'm kidding, of course. There's no way it'll ever look as good as mine.
Yeah, why does your bottom line look so good, Cabot? What do you do exactly? But you're not supposed to ask them sort of questions. When he's Hammond's little lapdog. Figuratively speaking, obviously. Here we go, just filling out the next enclosure, making it pretty big, so I think I'm going to put sauropods in there.
Just like I knew you would. You come through with
Sauropods or sauropods? So there we go, I knew I'd get rid of one of them gates eventually. I very rarely ever put like 5 enclosures on a hatchery. 4, like I'm doing now. But 5's a bit much. Watching all that money just disappear just because I'm clearing the land. Because I decided I remember to actually flatten it this time. Although only inside the enclosure, which is a bit interesting.
Constant evaluation of threats and opportunities. This looks like a good opportunity.
Yes, thanks, Lambert. With all the choice I've not got.
Consider this contract.
Okay, apparently I'm not paying attention to that carnivore fossil contract, which I could just do. And considering Lambert's my lowest rated, my lowest reputation out of the 3, you'd think I'd do it, wouldn't you? It's amazing what you don't notice though. See, now I'm going for the Dilophosaurus this time. That'll make Lambert very happy, if he's ever capable of being very happy. We're a decent part of the game now. Money's really not that much of a problem now. You know, I don't put pylons and electricity stuff inside enclosures very often. Even though it's perfectly fine, you'd think the dinosaurs would attack them, but apparently not. I just don't like to do it generally. I mean, it doesn't help that usually if you fill your enclosures with pylons for the electric, then you limit the amount of places you can put, well, trees, rocks, but mainly monorail track. The worst thing is putting monorail track through an enclosure that you've got like Brachiosaurus in, that you filled it full of trees, but you filled it full of placeable trees, and the monorail will not get rid of them for you. You have to get rid of them by hand. I really need to take a security contract. When am I going to notice that? There we go. Oh god.
If you fail, I see me in your future.
Well, I'm always going to be in your future.
We need to somehow have mastery over dinosaurs. This is our mistake. We need their trust. Turning them on each other isn't going to get us there.
No, but it'll get a star rating, Owen. Not that I usually bother with them, to be honest. I usually do the take one look at the combat and go, you know what, it's not worth it. Because it's not, 99% of the time.
Nice work improving your plug rating.
3 and a bit stars.
Knock knock. Who's there?
Getting there.
New contract. That's it. Period.
I've spent years studying and working with the dinosaurs to understand how they think. They are smarter than we give them credit for. How you treat them determines what they will become.
Which dinosaurs exactly did you spend years with, Owen? Was it not just the one? The one type, that is, obviously.
Diplodocus. It's fun, right? Diplodocus. I mean, the name, Diplodocus. It's fun to say.
Because God forbid they should flesh his character out and give him more than one dinosaur to look after. I do like to get rid of the yellow new thing, come and have a look type of notification. Because they do drive me at the wall. You'll notice a lot of things drive me at the wall. I know I've noticed it. Just modifying the genome a little bit, just to up that star rating. $3 million in the bank's a good thing. Doing the Metri thing. I notice I do like the Metricanthropus, as I've said. I think it's got the best base skin in the game. Don't at me, I think is what the kids say. And they're doing the Iguanodon now as well, while amassing a fair amount of funds and doing those medical treatments, because I've upped that star rating a touch. At this point, it tends to see that gap in that fence. At this point, it does tend to be a case of put another hatchery in so that you can maximise the success rate without having to take up one of your slots with an incubation space. That is another annoying thing with this game. Added to the list. You can either have capacity or you can wait forever. But yeah, just going through the motions at this point, now that we've got past those 3 stars. It's all about making the most of what we got. Everything else is kind of just a bonus, since we've got so much money they don't really matter at this point. We've put the extra hatchery in just to speed things up a bit, and because we've got the extra money then it's not as much of a drain. But you know, you just need to crank those dinosaurs out now, really, because that's literally the only issue we have at this point, is the dinosaur rating. Facility rating is easy, as we said. You just need the trifecta of the trifecta of buildings, facility buildings that include the restaurant, the clothes shop and the arcade. And obviously you need the toilet to go with those. You need the hotel eventually. How many hotels you need is dependent on the island and the size and the amount of people you get, and the shelter as well, technically. Here we go, just upping that just a touch to make it out of our price range, which is useful. Going through the motions really at this point. Checking things, just rounding things out. Putting a bit of transport in, putting the buildings in. Am I really gonna... okay, apparently. Like I told you, I can't remember any of this. I've slept since I did this at least... I don't know, it's been over a week. I haven't posted much lately, and I'm sorry about that. If you're still with me now, after nearly an hour. I have been wondering recently if I should do live streams, but I'm not sure if I can take it. The stress. And I probably get interrupted by a cat every 5 minutes. And of course, most Saturday afternoons, usually, I'd be on the Evolution Square live stream. This is me trying to fit the. At this point, I haven't really learnt that I can't put them too close to viewing galleries. You need to offset the path just a touch to get them as close as possible without going red. Got a Howangosaurus genome there. Do I actually make any of them? I think I do. They're not a bad dinosaur there. Population limit isn't too bad. Yes, hello Isaac.
You met the objectives and secured a victory. I was expecting no less.
Okay, I have no idea what I've
If
just
you can
done.
handle all the chaos of the facilities and the dinosaurs, and really, how tough could completing this new contract be for a person of your talents?
The only person that's doing contracts, you mean? Yeah.
Why was I ever worried? Of course you would come through. And you have.
Yeah, I have no idea why you were worried. Could be that it's just a massive annoyance.
There's a new contract that I want you to consider.
There's always a new contract, and that'll be a bloody... Yeah, it's always a Triceratops. Massive pain in the butt, that blinking dinosaur. Alright, we're just filling up the dippies. Getting them done. I have got a video to edit of my playthrough of the Jurassic Park
I wasn't
DLC.
entirely sure about this one, but you proved me wrong.
It's taken me ages to get around to it, but I have done it.
Answer.
Yes, doer.
I've got a new contract for you. Review it, and then I think you should accept it.
I think I should.
You want? No, check that. We need
Got no choice but to accept it
experience
first.
Animals for themselves. Realize that dinosaurs are part of our world now.
Oh, God's sake, go away,
I'd
Owen.
like to make you an offer you can't refuse. I mean, you can, of course, but why would you?
Why would I? Because it's a bag of shit, Stuart. Sorry, cajole. Total guest count. How has that got anything to do with security whatsoever? I mean, like in terms of mattering. It's like, yeah, okay, I understand that more guests mean more security would be required. But surely he'd want less guests, not more guests. Makes no sense. Anyway, I'm going to drink a bit of my cup of tea and let this all play out for a bit and come back slightly near the end.
When people come to the islands, they expect to see something dramatic, and this polar campus you've created delivers.
I'm marking this one complete. Congratulations. Here's a new contract. I thought of you first.
The great thing about success is that it comes with rewards. In your case, new research, dig sites, and my permission to feel snug. Oh, a Brachiosaurus. Wonderful. Our guests enjoy the large dinosaurs.
This challenge looks interesting, and I thought of you first.
I know you're incubating new dinosaurs, but be responsible. Each life we create, even if it began millions of years ago, is precious and valuable. Truly valuable.
Way to bring this thing home.
Hello. I was wondering if you'd be interested in a new contract.
The cost of doing business is going up.
So, very close to that 5 stars now. 4.5, nearly. Just less than 4.5. Up and down like a yo-yo. Pushing those new dinosaurs out like we're a factory. Having the 2 hatcheries is just, at this point, so much easier. And technically speaking, cheaper than letting your ACU miss with about half a dozen darts before it hits the massive dinosaur that's not moved.
It's a dangerous world. This place makes it more dangerous. This contract can help us with security here.
What was that contract, Lambert?
Intelligence is an essential part of
Photograph a dinosaur running.
Just become available.
Oh yeah, that's essential, isn't it, Lambert, mate? Really helps security, that, a photo of something running. I haven't done the Dilophosaurus bit yet, have I? Do I do it at all? I don't remember.
It's a good one for both of us.
Profit per minute. It's a good one for everybody, technically speaking there, Isaac.
That is a textbook example of doing it right.
See, now the facility rating's dropped
Valuable to the security division.
by half a star. Now, at some point I am going to have to focus on that just slightly. I don't know when, but I will do, eventually. The optimism of going back in there to see if I can do another one with only $600,000. Bless him. Just going through and checking what's deficient in terms of the facility rating, and then getting distracted as usual. I always do that. I always mean to look at everything.
That will keep our research operating at 100% efficiency.
What? That comment has never made any sense to me. Once they're born, incubated,
Okay, Dr. Dewar
you
tells me
don't
that
touch
this dinosaur
them.
of yours, the Metriacanthosaurus, is a bit of a mystery. Maybe we can learn more about it as a result of your work.
Well, yeah, gee, Cabot, do you think? So, perfect example of
Hello, new contract time. Woohoo!
one of the great things about the Metri is you can have 2 of them,
Everybody says you can handle yourself, so this new contract should be a cakewalk, right?
and they're not particularly big, so I'm not irrationally worried about them being much of a threat to a Brachiosaurus. Bloody disease, send the ACU. Have I updated that ACU? I think I must have done. I just double checked. It's amazing how you thought patterns follow the same thing. Get those metries out, bump that rating up. It's your good skin, look at that. Calm down, mate. Go and have something to eat. At this point, just doing genetic stuff just to help the rating along a bit. But at the end of the day, you just need to incubate a few more high rating dinosaurs. And sort out that facility rating. Have I done that yet? See, look at that. Oh, so close to 5 stars. Dang. Look at that. Oh, it's gone down again. I'm not even looking at this when I'm faffing about, but that's interesting. Because I never looked at that, obviously, while I was playing. But messing around just there with that one restaurant made the stars shoot up. That one final star. Just got that little tiny bit left. Of course, it's entirely possible to become a victim of your own success in this game. The more dinosaurs you put into one area of the park, the more people are going to want to see them, and therefore the more facilities they need next to the viewing galleries you inevitably put in. See, now, that facility rating needed more looking at. I know I've sped it up, but look at that, that's interesting. Would help if I put some power in there, wouldn't it? See, I didn't want to put that pile in the exhibit, but I did. Exhibit. Enclosure. Fast food restaurant. It always gets full really quite quickly. Why are people obsessed with fast food? If they can afford a trip to a dinosaur park, they can eat better than just fast food, in inverted commas, which you can't see me doing, but I am actually doing them. See, that facility rating's still just such low. You could get building around that end of the park. Need to investigate that. 4 million quid in the bank. Sorry, $4 million in the bank. That's very good, but obviously the more Brachiosaurus we make, the less that's going to be. And here we go. Another Brachiosaurus. I'm so haphazard in the way I go about things. It's me double checking that I've applied the output improvement to all of the things and then give it up and getting rid of the outage protection. There we go. Come on. So close to 5 stars again. Just those little sprigs of the star are waiting. Just putting another couple of viewing galleries in there. Well, viewing towers just to make it worthwhile even going around this section of the park, really. Because obviously it's a long way, and we'll put a monorail station in there eventually. But we're not going to really put too many more dinosaurs in at this point. Not in new enclosures, they can go in the ones that are already there, and that'll get us our 5 stars. Oh, and there we go. 2 hours 23. I did top the part time, that's good. Completely forgot. As always, after the 5-star completion notification, I'm still in the middle of doing something and I'm determined to finish it. Yes, it's job done, mate, that's how it works. I'm determined to finish what I started, in terms of whatever sort of plan I was in the middle of. Regardless of the fact that I've already completed the 5 stars, which is the only point of doing challenge mode whatsoever. This is me changing my mind, curve too sharp. But yeah, so that's it. We're winding down now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. if you wouldn't be so kind. Let me know if you want to see anything specific in terms of videos. I do have a couple of build videos that I need to edit and post. But if you want to see anything specific, like which dinosaur I should do a single species park of, so I've got to do another one of them soon, then feel free to do that. And I'll I shall leave this to fade out while it's during a storm, and I shall see you next time.
Looking after our guests' welfare is almost as important as looking after the dinosaurs. That was a joke. Or was it?
You got a knack for solving problems. That's a valuable skill, especially around here. Here's a chance to really prove yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weather conditions.
When our numbers go up, everything gets better. Easier. Except the plumbing. I can get a little, just get the attendance numbers up.